Today marks the start of one of the biggest antitrust trials in decades. We're talking about Google, right? We all Google every day hundreds of times. The website has become synonymous with searching, and it's now being forced to defend its dominance in the market after being sued by the government. It's a 10-week trial expected to call some big names in the tech field to the stand while potentially reshaping Google's business model. For more on this, I'm joined now by Misty Marris, legal analyst and trial attorney. I mean, Google is like a verb now, right? I mean, it's just something that we do. It's more than a company. What is at stake here?
It's so interesting because, as you said, Google is an entity within itself. It's not just a website or a company or a platform that we utilize. It's something that we use in our vernacular. It's become a word on its own. So as far as this trial, Google has undoubtedly dominated about 90% of the market share for over 20 years. But that does not necessarily mean that there's an antitrust violation. That's what this trial is going to dig into. And Marni, something I find from the legal perspective that's particularly interesting, we have not seen a case like this in decades. The last time was in 1998 against Microsoft, and many of those legal theories are going to be in the courtroom. But my, oh my, times have changed as far as the use of the internet technology. And so will those legal theories hold up where there's been 20 plus years of innovation? It's going to be a very interesting trial to watch.
So in this case, what needs to be proven for Google to lose?
So for Google to lose, just the mere fact that they own this market share, that it's a monopoly, using this word in the layman's terms, monopoly, isn't necessarily illegal on its face. If consumers have just chosen Google because they find it to be the best product, that's the whole purpose of the law, to have competition and let consumers select whatever it is they want to select. But the argument is, and this is the central issue, have their business practices been an illegal use of their monopoly power? And some of the primary arguments, and Marni, I gotta say, this is stuff I never really thought about, except that I've been following this case and tracking these issues. For instance, a partnership, a contract they have with Apple, that Google is the default search engine. The same thing when you log onto your computer, you open up your Internet Explorer, well, it's Google. And that they have these contracts in place. Now, is that just regular course of business, or does that bleed into illegal use of this power and dominance that did not allow any other competitors to have a space in the market? And something that's going to be really interesting is likely testimony regarding the business practices of Google, which we may never hear because it will qualify as trade secrets. So there's a lot of different factors at play here. And this is not just something that's going to impact us right now. Think about the continued innovation in the future and what that could mean as we now delve into issues surrounding AI and all sorts of other newer technologies that are going to be mainstream at some point. So really big case.
Yeah, no, and even I just opened up a new tab and here is Google. So I guess my question at home is, I mean, win or lose, I think bigger picture is if they were to lose this case, how will it impact our internet searches in the immediacy?
So, Marni, that's a great question. And part of this, so we know that the trial is going to be 10 weeks. And even after the judge makes a ruling, keep in mind, this is not your run-of-the-mill lawsuit where the result is going to be damages, one company suing another company or person suing a company. This is the Justice Department suing Google or for violations, bringing these charges against Google for violations of the German Antitrust Act and laws relating to monopolies. So the result could be fines and penalties, but most often it's some type of restructuring of the corporation. For instance, going back to Microsoft, they were found to have violated the law, and 3 years later, there was finally resolution on what that meant for Microsoft. Originally, it was going to be dissolution of Microsoft. That's not ultimately what happened. So it is a very long road before we as consumers feel that tangible impact. But there's a whole other school of thought that even the mere fact that this case is brought by the Justice Department can open up areas for other technologies to come in because it deters the big company. So here, your Googles from going too far in their business practices because they're kind of being checked at this moment. So will the space open up for other types of providers? Will we open that and see Misty and Marni search engine instead of Google? Well,
M&M.
that's the road that we're on right now, and there will be some changes for sure.
A wild new frontier. All right, Misty, I support that. Yeah, we can come up with an engine. I think that would be fun. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.